For problem number 1, they gave you the answer. You just had to decide where to put the decimal in the final answer. And since I have 3 digits in the top number that I'm multiplying by, I need to have 3 digits in my answer behind the decimal. So it has to be in the thousandths place. So you're going to start at the end here, and you're going to move it 1, 2, 3, put a 0 in that empty space, place your decimal, and your new answer is going to be 0 and 72 hundredths. For number 2, you actually had to do the multiplication. 9 times 9 is 81. Bring down the 1, carry the 8. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 8 is going to be 17. And I have one number behind the decimal here, so I'm going to make this in the tenths place. Move that decimal over. It's going to be 17 and 1/10. This problem will be just a little bit more involved because you've got 2 numbers to multiply by in the bottom. So you're going to have 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18. You're going to put a 0 there. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15. Then I'm going to add them up. So you've got 6, 13, carry the 1, 7, and 1. I have a number in the tenths place only. I'm going to move this over and put it in the tenths place. So my answer is going to be 173 and 6/10. As I look at this problem, I see that I have a 2-digit number here, and I have 3 numbers to multiply on the bottom. And since I know I can switch multiplication around, this is called the commutative property, I am going to go ahead and switch this and make it into a new problem of 0 and 6 hundredths on top times 39, because otherwise I'm going to have 3 rows of numbers. Even though they're going to be zeros, it's just still kind of difficult to keep track of that many numbers if I don't have to. So 6 times 9 is 54, carry the 5. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. 9 times 0 is 0. You're going to put a 0 down here. 6 times 3 is 18. I'm going to carry that 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 3 times 0 is 0. I'm going to add those all up and end up with 4, 13, 2, and a 0. And I have 2 numbers behind the decimal, so it's in the hundredths place. I'm going to move this to create the hundredths place in my answer. So my final answer is going to be 2 and 34 hundredths. This original problem was set up with parentheses, or was given as with parentheses, which means that you just multiply. So you're going to take and set it up as a multiplication problem. 7 times 8 is 56, carry the 5. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 5 is 40. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is going to be 25. And even though I know everything multiplied by 0 is going to be 0, I'm going to go ahead and multiply it out. Put my placeholder for my 0 for my placeholder there. 0 times 8 is 0, 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0. We are going to add those up. You end up with 2506, and you're going to have one number behind the decimal, so it's in the tenths place. Move it over, and your final answer is 250 and 6/10. So I just did the math for you on this one, so you didn't have to see the whole process. I have, my number has decimals in the hundredths. I take it from the end, move it over 2, and your answer is 5 and 64 hundredths. And on this problem, I switched it again. So I used the commutative property just to make it a little bit easier for multiplying, but it doesn't matter which direction you do it, you should come up with the same answer. And again, since I've got the answer here, I'm going to go ahead and move it 2 places in my answer, 1, 2. So my final answer should be 2 and 12 hundredths. All right, in the last problem, you should end up with 2 decimal places as well. So your final answer should be 25 and 76 hundredths.